Hi, and welcome to this Tapestry webinar all about our new CPD feature. I'm Stephen. I'm part of the education team here at Tapestry in the Foundation Stage Forum.
Hi, I'm Jack, and I'm part of the education team as well at Tapestry.
So, Jack, do you want to start us off by letting us know what the CPD feature is?
Yes, of course. So it's our newest feature. It's very, very exciting. I think this was designed in part because we're trying to respond to the fact that CPD is incredibly important at this point in time in the education sector. And CPD, quality CPD is arguably quite hard to come by, I think. So we're trying to create a bank of really good quality CPD that's accessible to everyone, that's easy to use and easy to get through. And I think that's kind of sums it up a bit.
Yeah, I think accessibility is really important, isn't it? And the fact that the sort of notion of CPD possibly and the idea of what CPD looks like has changed somewhat over the last couple of years, and we have been able to access CPD in ways that we previously maybe wouldn't have thought possible. It has also coincided with reforms in the early years. A lot of our customers work in early years settings and schools, and with the changes to the way that we are expected to assess in the early years, there has been a sort of a renewed call for sort of CPD around and high quality input around child development knowledge and things like that to help support practitioners who maybe previously had been quite reliant on guidance documents. So the timing of that as well as this sort of change in the way that we access and consume CPD sort of gave us the impetus to start working on this feature, really.
Yeah, and I think it definitely how we access CPD has changed over the past couple of years. Like you said, like I think traditionally when teachers think of CPD, they think of those one-day courses that they get sent on maybe with a year group partner. And, you know, we've both been on those courses before and they can be really good, but it has a lot of challenges like, you're the only person going on that course. And then how do you disseminate that to the rest of the team and things like that? So I think the CPD feature on Tapestry is really good because obviously everyone can access it so that, everyone can do it on their own terms and their own time. And it's a lot more flexible and I think and accessible, like you say. So
it's been really great as well, hasn't it, to work with other experts in the sector, and we've collaborated with Siren Films on some of the modules, so we've got some really amazing content from them who are obviously very well respected. We've worked with colleges and experts in fields as well, so we've been really lucky so far with the collaborations that have taken place. I think that's a really positive aspect of the materials.
Yeah, definitely. And just on that as well, obviously we're going to have a quick look at some of the different types of courses we've got on at the moment, but they're kind of split into two camps at the moment, which is we've got education ones, which are kind of like the child development stuff that you talked about. We've got one on communication and things like that. And then we've got a whole section on Tapestry. So, if your setting or your staff need to know more about Tapestry or how something particular works on Tapestry, we've got a few courses on there, which are just to do with that as well.
Yeah, we both aware, aren't we, Jack, of how many people do contact us and ask for we would like specific training on particular features, and obviously there's a load of things Tapestry can do, and quite a few of them people don't actually know about and would like more support with. So this both aspects, whether it be education or the Tapestry specific sort of content, they're going to be growing banks, and we're going to be adding to them as much as we can, really. And we would be more than happy to hear from you if there's specific requests around content that you would like available on the CPD feature.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be one of those living features, like a bit like our activities feature, which obviously we, as an education group, add new activities to. And it's going to be like that. We're going to add new courses as time goes on. So it's like a growing bank, as you say.
Something that's really great at the minute is that it is open to all, isn't it? You don't actually have to be a Tapestry customer to log in at the minute.
Yeah, at the moment, yeah, you can. Absolutely free to everyone. Just using the URL, you can access what we've got so far. So should we have a look at what we've got so far?
Yeah, that'd be good. How do we get on?
Okay, so there's two methods that you can use. like I say, you can just use the URL, which is cpd.tapestry.info, and then you don't have to be a Tapestry customer for that. Anyone can access that URL and access the courses that are on there. If you are a Tapestry customer and you've got a Tapestry login, you can do a bit more interaction with some of the courses. So there's certain interactive elements that you'll be able to access having a Tapestry login, but they are all free to everyone at the moment. So yeah, if you're a Tapestry customer, then you can just go to your Tapestry here, log on, and then you'll see, if you haven't already, because it's gone live for everybody, we've got a CPD button up here, and clicking that will take you to the CPD feature, which looks like this. So here you have the courses. So we've got 5 courses on there at the moment. As I said, it's a growing bank, so there's more to come. And you can see here the different types of courses that I mentioned before. So you've got some more education-based ones here, and then we've got some Tapestry ones down here. So we're going to have a look at, we'll just have a quick look at both, right, Stephen, and just see what they look like. So how about we look at this one first? So Stephen, this one's your one, isn't it?
Yeah, so this, I've worked with Leighton College on producing this particular module. So our intention is to have quite a lot of child development content on the CPD feature, and we are already working on additional modules. This specific module is all around the first year of a baby's life and connection and communication. The next module in this course is going to be around physical development, and that should be coming in the coming months. But basically, you follow through the module, and it's all quite self-explanatory, really. There is information. We really encourage interaction with the module, and the spaces on that page to visit. There's a forum page for a module. And if you just click the enter button there, this is an example of interactive activities. So this particular activity is around thinking about emotions, holding a baby for the first time. And you can interact with aspects of this module. There's tasks, and at the end there's a short assessment, and if you complete the assessment successfully, then you receive a certificate for the course. So yeah, I think it's something that will hopefully be really valuable for settings to think about. As I said, this is going to be a growing bank. We've started thinking about the first year, but other modules, child development modules, are already in production and will be released in due course.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, there's just so much information here, but I think, you know, the way that it's set out is just really accessible. And I say, you can come back to this, you can leave it halfway through, come back, finish it on your own time. You know, there's no kind of time limit for this kind of thing. So yeah, that's the example of one of our education courses there. Obviously, you get a little estimation of how long it will take, that kind of thing. Yeah, so that's one of our education ones. One of our Tapestry ones is here. And it looks very similar. Obviously, this is the kind of course outline, and it'll tell you what kind of sections we've got here. This is one that I made for the EYFS, the new EYFS on Tapestry. So very similar to how it works on Stephen's. You can take yourself through it here. This will just tell you a bit more about the course and what it looks like. And then there are some interactive elements at the end where you can kind of select on the screen where you think to answer a question and things like that. So it's all, as Stephen said in his, sort of fairly self-explanatory going through these courses, but I think they're really, really valuable and obviously a great thing, you know, to have for free in your setting for sure.
Yeah, I'd say so. And yeah, I think in terms of sort of practical implementation as well, and obviously the challenges that we have around organising CPD in settings, especially where we're providing wraparound care, I think this is hopefully going to provide managers and leadership teams with the opportunity to give their staff the opportunity to access CPD at a time that suits. And basically, obviously, these are accessible 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and not that we're advocating working long in the evening or the weekends, but it gives a level of flexibility there. And I envisage that it would have been something, some of these modules I'd really like to have, when I was a leader in a school, to have been able to put some maybe staff members before they actually took up their role. Ask them to sort of take part in some of these materials. There's a really great course that Anya, one of our colleagues, has created around additional support in Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2. So, I mean, I see that would have been ideal for maybe if you're employing someone as a learning support assistant before they take up the role, provide them with the opportunity to access that module and to consider some language that maybe they haven't thought about before, or some of the aspects of what their work might entail. So that's one way that I could see this being used sort of practically, but also it might be something that you're accessing in pairs or in a small group in after school. It could be sort of prompt for conversations or sort of maybe more deeper discussion. It might also be responsive to a particular need. Maybe someone's moving into the baby room and they've spent the previous 10 years working with 2 and 3 year olds, and it's just a refresher. Or it could be that you have a child whose support needs are slightly different and you've not encountered them. There's a whole module around alternative communication approaches. So it might be that you've got people working in your setting or school who've never encountered Makaton before, and it would be really helpful to find out a bit more about that, or about visual support. So hopefully leaders can use this, managers can use this in a really responsive way to the sort of needs of their setting. And as you can see, it's not a full catalogue as yet, but hopefully these initial modules will give you an idea of what's to come and sort of the benefits that this could bring.
I think it's going to be such a powerful tool for people to use, and really free, really open, really flexible, which I think is what schools need at the moment, especially at the moment.
And we're committed as well to, I mentioned before, working with experts and getting feedback, and we really would appreciate any thoughts on the modules. And you can contact us and let us know if you feel like there could be tweaks or improvements to stuff, or if you're concerned about any content. We'll always endeavour to try and make this as high quality as it can be. And like I said, really pleased to be working alongside Siren Films and including some of their content, because it's so valuable. And anyone who knows the work that I've been doing the last couple of years, I can't speak highly enough of the content and the possibilities of discussing some of the really great media that they've got available. And now we are linking with them to provide some of that content to Tapestry users. And initially, this is entirely free for everyone.
Yeah, fantastic. I think that wraps it up. What do you think, Stephen?
Yeah, definitely feel free to comment or ask questions, and we'll try and respond to those.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Steve.